Hallelujah. Giving, hallelujah. The highest praise. Hallelujah. Give him the highest praise. Hallelujah. Give him the highest praise. In the morning when I wake up, in the night when I wake up, I will lift up my voice to heaven and give you the highest praise. Hallelujah to my King. Hallelujah to my Father. Hallelujah to my Jesus. I bow before the throne. When I look at all the wonder and I see all the creation, the beauty of the universe, you never change. You never lie. You never change. You never change. Hallelujah to my Jesus. Hallelujah. 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 Hey, hey. Hallelujah. Hey. Giving. Hallelujah. Hey. Giving the highest praise. Hallelujah. Give him the highest praise. Hallelujah. Give him the highest praise.
Hey, come let's pray, Jehovah. Come let's worship Jehovah. He deserves the praise. Come let's praise him. He deserves everything. Oh, the worshiping. Oh, he gave me life. I will praise his name. I'm here to praise my God, oh, because he gave me life. Come celebrate, come jubilate, come and worship him. He deserves the praise. Hallelujah, giving the higher praise. Hallelujah, giving the higher praise.
Hallelujah. Giving. Hallelujah. Giving the highest praise. Hallelujah. Giving the highest praise. Hallelujah. Giving the highest praise. Ooh, hallelujah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Okay, guy. Good morning. It's 11:53 Eastern Standard Time, right here from the New England Bureau of the Liberia Public Radio. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners in and outside. It's just a little while 3:53 local time. That's in the West African state of the Republic of Liberia. This is Lpr-Tv special. Well, today is going to be one of those conversations. If you listened, if you saw our post. It's going to be painful. It's going to be tough, and but we're going to make it proportional. We are not going to be judgmental, but we do. We'll do the best we can, not to insert ourselves into it, but to get to the bottom line and see some of the things that are happening. Well, recently we sort of posed a friend and a brother. There's no question that I'm going to deny that here. Very close as well. But something happened recently, and we have been following through. And we have tried to give a little space, if it is possible, that we can have a conversation with the family to know exactly what is going on, and the challenges they are facing right now. And it is important that we have this conversation as well. What? They accepted our invitations, and they will be here. They are here. And we're going to be having this conversation very shortly. A Liberian journalist based here in the US, Gibson Jeru, who is also a CEO of the Groove FM, very vocal in this industry. I recently tweeted, I believe it was on the 2nd of June, that his son was beaten and killed. And he was very vehement with respect to who did it and all of that. That I'm not going to question, but we're going to have a conversation. He's joining me right now from his home base in Fargo, North Dakota, and his other brother. So we're going to have a conversation here to see what happens, what is the latest. And I might ask some ridiculous question here, but he knows he's in this business. As much as I sympathize with the situation, but we are on an obligation to make sure to unearth the truth and know what is matter. Most of the time, deaths and things happen, we render judgment, our own assertions, our own feelings. It is this government official, this with all sort of circumstantial evident, which of course it is not helping the process, but we agree to have this conversation in a very honest fashion with the hope of respecting one another. Well, folks, we are here to get a conversation going. I'm Alfonso Zian Sort of the Liberia Public Radio. Okay, time is fast spent. Let me start from the home front. I tend not to be mean, but amongst my mother's children, first, I love myself. So let me start from the home front right here, USA, where Gibson Jeru is standing by. Let me just bring him in. Mr. Jeru is here. There you see him. Gibson Jeru is a talk show host. So who knows whether something is unusual happening. Mr. Jeru, I believe it's still morning time. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Alfonso. Thank you so much for having me here.
Okay, let me go to, I believe he's in Australia. Is that your junior or senior brother?
My senior.
Senior brother. Okay, let me go to Australia, but I'm not sure what is the time now, but I know it's early as well.
About 2 a.m. now today.
Oh, that's to show how serious this conversation, to be up 2 a.m. to have this. Something we have to find out. Let me go to Australia to where we will bring in George. Jeru is a senior brother of Gibson Jeru. Gentlemen, good morning and I welcome. This is LPR. Gibson is your own LPR. You decided to leave and you have your own. That's the beauty. You nurture all, you brought in. And so when a child is grown and can walk, let he walk the walk, the talk. And I want to say thank you for also in our mentorship to do what we are doing. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. Good morning, Alfonso.
Okay. So, first of all, humanity must be inserted into this. I imagined if it was in my case, his son. So, no question about that. So, our condolences to you, the Biri family, the entire Jeru family, outside of Liberia, inside Liberia, wherever they are. It's a painful conversation, but we intend to have it. So, all right, let's get it going. George, I can ask Gibson to introduce himself. That would be a silly thing to do. But George, I think it's my first time interacting with you. So for the benefit of our listening audience, could you just introduce yourself and then we'll get down to the wire.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Alfonso. My name is George Jeru, an elder brother to Gibson and the rest of the siblings. I'm a married man with 6 children and 9 grandchildren at the moment. Probably there will be more to come. I'm currently living in a state of Victoria. That is part of one of the states in Australia. I'm currently working with the government of Australia, the position to be withheld at the moment. I am also operating an organization known as Liberia-Australia Relationship Network. This organization is registered with the Australian government and with the Liberian government. I'm happy to be on your show tonight. Thank you.
Okay. Wow. Naturally, you say one maybe more, my man. Hey, African man, you go to the poor country that way. Man, I need to get some of that local Z. Gibson, it would be unfair. People, I think we should give you the opportunity. They are every day. There are new viewers, followers, and people throwing in on the social media, and I should just draw the conclusion. I know Gibson, so everybody know Gibson. That would be a wrong
Right.
calculation. Let's hear from you.
Well, Gibson Jeru here, journalist for life. I've been a journalist all my life. Since I came to America, I've been doing something like that. But recently, I run two different businesses. I run a nonprofit where I help Liberians not only in Fargo but everywhere in the U.S. who need help to work on their immigration cases. I do website design. I do business development, register your business with both the state and the federal. You can be in any state and you want to do it, I can do it for you. And I also have a group home running. I don't have a lot of clients yet, but I have 6 clients. So 6 clients, I think 5 employees and something like that. So yes, I'm here.
Okay. Wow, what a versatile guy. So, all right. When you open any house or anywhere out of state, let me know. I can be a local manager.
You will be. You are an expert.
Yeah. So, gentlemen, we are about to get the ball to kick off, and we hope we're going to hold the pains and agony, the frustrations, and the disappointments and the challenges that come with. But we are committed to have this conversation here. So, let me start this. This was unveiled. I got to know on the 2nd of June when from your Twitter, from your Facebook feed, Sylvester Wilde ordered 15 men to beat and kill my son. Was this actually from your Twitter line, from your Facebook feed?
Yes, I wrote that.
Okay, let's get a little bit background here. How you came to this conclusion that this gentleman here, and we will talk a little about him. We will also give him the opportunity, whatever he is, whether in the U.S. or
Right.
Liberia, to also get his side of the story if he's willing to do that. Anybody who knows him, they can also get that out. When you got this new Gibson?
You know, on the 30th of May 30th, that was on Monday. It was a Monday.
Mhm.
I got a text message from someone and said, "Hey, Gibson, your son is in the hospital at 14 Military Hospital." I didn't even know who is that because the Liberian number, there was no name. So I woke up and came in the living room. But by the time I was approaching the living room, I decided to go in the bathroom. I didn't know my little brother, Prince Jerue'S, was already at my house and he was discussing with my wife. So I heard him saying, "No, the video bad. Don't show it to him. Don't show the video to him. It's bad." So I came. I said, "But what kind of video y'all telling me is bad?" So my wife said, "Look, Deborah," she said, "Gibson, it's unfortunate, but Billy Gibson, they said he went to arm rob and 6 o'clock in the morning, and they he went to arm rob 6 o'clock in the morning, and the people grabbed him and beat him." So I said, "What? 6 o'clock in the morning? 6 o'clock in the morning? Really? Nobody goes out rob in Liberia. I mean, I've been in Liberia all alone. 6 o'clock, that time all the market women outside, I think you go out rob. But anyways, so I decided, I said, "Yo, give me the video. Let me see it." My brother Prince said, "No, Gibson, the video is too bad. We don't want to give the video to you. It's okay, but we can show the picture." I said, "Prince, show me the video." So he finally sent the video to me. While he was sitting on the other side of the table, I was watching the video where my son was lying down lifelessly among a group of men who are beating him almost to death. So we started to make phone calls. Under the impression that he went to arm rob, I told my wife, I said, "Well, if it is true the man went to arm rob and he hurt somebody with cutlass, he chopped somebody with cutlass, then let help the person who he chopped first. Let the person be better while we take care of himself." So we sent $250. Immediately, I sent $250, 150 for the man that it hurt, and $100 for them to give it to the nurses to pay attention to the guy. So we did that. We also sent money for them to take care of baby Gibson. But then I started to have the feeling that it's not possible for 6 o'clock in the morning for people to go and rob, especially to go and get two. I think I sent you the picture of the they still raw 6 o'clock, and there's no dragging mark and stuff like that. So I contacted one of the security person that I know, and I said, look, please go and check. Meanwhile, my wife friend is has a knows somebody who is in the military. She also contacted the person and said, look, please go to the hospital and find out whether this little boy is in the hospital is true. So the boy went there, he discovered that my son was there, and the other guy who was hurt was also there. The security guard sent, he went to the hospital and saw my son lying on the bed,
Okay. Let's.
unattended, unattended,
Mhm.
and he went in and committed it. And he realized after an investigation, he discovered that it was not for stealing business. They were my
That
son.
was your own preliminaries you heard from.
Yes. So after the investigation, now we begin to know that it was not for stealing. It was for woman business. He and the other guy were fighting for woman business. And also, I wanted to send you the picture, but if you see the latest picture from the coroner's file, I will send it to my brother so he can see that. But I will send it to you just for your information. This man chopped my son first on the hand, on the foot. We didn't even know all of those. So on the coroner's picture, you can see it clearly where he chopped the man on his hand, on his foot. My brother had not even getting the picture yet. So this man chopped my son, and my son chopped him back. But he was in the man's fence. So he ran away and went to hide somewhere. This guy called Sylvester, and I sent you the text message. You can put it on for everybody to see it. You can read it for everybody to hear. This man sent me a text message, in fact, cursing me, insulting my wife, insulting myself, calling me criminal, calling my son criminal, and all kinds of things. I sent you the audio as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. Let's stop there here. It's getting to be more serious than what I thought. Let me go to George. Is based in Australia. George, good morning again and welcome. We are sorry to wake you up this early morning, but I think it's important to have this sort of conversation. How you got to know about this news?
Oh, my younger brother, Prince Jeru and Gibson, told me about the news, and I started following up from them because I didn't have any contact, but from their information, I begin to gather all the information from them, and I begin to think and try to see the reality in what Gibson just explained, that not quite possible in the morning for someone to go and steal around 6 o'clock. So obviously I knew that the first information that he went to steal was a lie. And I strongly believe that it was truly because of a girlfriend issue. So that is how I got the news.
Okay, by the way, just to let you know, this broadcast is also aired on our sister network, that is Sky FM in Liberia, on their Facebook feed as well. It's part of our news content sharing. I'm not sure what I want to agree with both of you, whether it is not possible that people can still 6 o'clock in the morning. Broad day, they men and slap people, they slap the hair out of you and take your phone away. That's another stealing.
I
But
agree.
assuming that
Give and take, give and
what
take.
yeah, what they are saying, it does not warrant people to take law into their own hand to do what they did. No, and the reason I do not intend to make this individual a subject of a conversation here, but his name is being brought in, so maybe we need to get a little backdrop of it. Gibson, let me ask you, who is this Sylvester Y? Do you know him?
Sylvester Y, kind of, I know him, kind of. Sylvester Y lives right here in Sioux Falls. Some time ago in 2018, he called me, no, 2019, he called me and cussed the hell out of me because he said I was saying things about Costa, trying to make Costa a little bad. Remember when Costa said he was going to order his boys to shoot people with knives and burn the airport? So those are the things I was talking about. I was highlighting this issue. So he got mad and cussed the hell out of me. That's the first time I ever had an encounter with Sylvester Waugh. So besides that, since that time, we have never had any path, we never crossed any path until this thing happened. So he has a motive. First of all, if Sylvester was the person who was helping to save my son's life, when he called me, how wouldn't he say it? Why would he cost me up? Why would he cost my wife up? Why would he insult everything about? He doesn't know that he doesn't know me to be criminal. Why would he do all of that? What happened to the man text message that before the ghetto big man gave your son to us, we pay him? Why did you pay the man? And my understanding, I had to get the man $10 to turn my son over because he ran away to go and hide because the people were running behind him. So they paid $10 and they turned my son over to him. Now my son was alive and they turned him over to him. My son ended up dead. How can he be exonerated from that?
So how he Sylvester? Where do you know where he is right as we speak?
Sylvester is no longer in detention. Sylvester was released by the police, and the person who my son got a problem. Originally, if you look at the text message I sent you, if you listen to the voice message I sent you, he said that was his brother. Unfortunately, we are just getting to know that it was not even his brother. It's a watchman that take care of his place. It's a little house in the fence and he got a little place there where the man sleep. And you know the watchman always, because of armed robbery in Morovia, they usually have cutlasses. We all know that. So he was the first to attack my son. But because of that, Sylvester came, mobilized group of people, and they chased after my son. And they went to say, okay, the man ran away and said, give the man to us, turn the man over to us. And the man turned my son over to him. I thought he would protect him. I thought he was saying to the police. I thought he would call the police to turn him over. Let the man, if the man stole, let him do time. Let him go to jail. Let him be prosecuted. Let him suffer for me. Let him be punished for his act. But Sylvester requested for my son, and in the process,
so wait a minute.
My son ended up dead.
Gibson.
Yes.
Yeah, I want my audience. Believe me, George, we're going to come. Gibson seems to have much deeper information that I think is valuable, and you can come. Sylvester, now, is he working for any relief emergency agency in Liberia that you know, or how he got to get involved to have this gentleman, the deceased, to be turned over to him on what ground? What sort of intervention was that?
Sylvester used to live in Jerue'S. So according to my investigation, he was living in Jerue'S and he landed a job with the UNHCR, and there were some of the Liberians, a lot of Liberians went to Darfur, Sudan, Darfur to go and work. So he went there, did some work there. From there, he came to the States. And I don't know where else he was living apart from living in Sioux Falls, where he lives right now. He lives in Dakota Avenue in Sioux Falls. So that's how much I know him. So I don't know where else he worked apart from what I know that he worked for the UNHCR. But he boasted if you listen to the man audio that I sent you, he boasted a lot that he has a lot of money. He spent a lot of money.
We'll come to that here.
Yeah.
So was there any thing of friction, disagreements, something happens here before he go into Liberia that you can remember on top of your head?
Except for 2019 when he called me and cursed me for almost 15 minutes. I never said anything. I thought he called me like he wanted to appear on my show.
You in Jerue'S, somebody call you?
Yes. He cost me 15 minutes.
And nothing was said.
And after when he talked, I said, okay, so why are you insulting me? Because I don't even know why you called me yet. He said, well, all the things, can we use some foul languages, all the things you say about Costa, and you want to make Costa the look bad in the eyes of the government and stuff like that. You are government pay agent, all kinds of things he said. And before I could tell him, man, cut off the phone. Because definitely you know me very well. I'm going to really give it back to him. But I wanted to know, first of all, why you were cursing me. And just look at the video, just look at audio I sent you. Look at how you were cursing me, and I was still asking questions. Look at how you were cursing me. No, unprovoked. Somebody's son is lying unconscious as a result of your action. In the hospital, you call the man and you cussing the man if you listen to the audio. And not only that, The text message. They may call me all kinds of leaving the text message. Unprovoked. I never said anything. If you look at my text message, I never insulted him. I never did anything like that. But they may have a motive. He had a motive, and this motive is to do harm. And when he did the harm, when he talking to me, that's what criminals do. When you do bad things, and you see the person, who you're supposed to interact with, you overreact, and that's what really happened. Dave.
Okay, George.
Yeah.
Before I go to George here, let me ask this here, and I will say all are going to be on the table. You started off here to say your son's store. Is he an armed robber that you know? Your son?
No. First of all, I'm sorry, I didn't send it.
Just even if he was in that case,
no, my son is not an armed robber.
I have to ask that question.
Yeah, you're right. You can go to ICE. In fact, the week before my son was killed, he went to my house. He came, because he lived with his girlfriend in another place. So he left. He went to the house, and the boys are living together. He said, "I want to talk to Daddy." So they called me. He said, "Daddy, I need money from you." I said, "How much?" She said, "I need $50." I said, $50? That $50, he come walk from your home. He come here. He said, "Yeah, Daddy, just give me $50. I want to go buy some rest for the house." I said, "Okay." You think $50 enough? He said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay, let me make it $100." He said, "Oh, if you do that one, then you solve my problem for the whole day." I sent the $100 right there and then. And my other son got the money and gave it to him. He went. So I don't know my son to be armed robber. I don't know if I knew my son to be armed robber, I'll tell you. I'll say there's no armed robbing. That's what surprised me. When they say he went in somebody's fence to armed rob, I couldn't fathom how. When did this start? Because when your son is criminal, you know exactly you will follow his activities.
Right.
But now the girlfriend has started talking. I hope they will not go after that girl and harm her. She called my son's mother and said, the people lied to Baby Gibson that are loving to the man here. They not make it, they kill the man. They kill Baby Gibson. So his son said, but then call the man father and tell him, he said, "Oh, I kill the man will be the man very me, I call him, he will kill me." The woman said, "No, he will not kill you." So what I did when she told me, I told my other son, Prince. I said, "Prince, call her rather." Prince called her. She said the same thing. I was listening. And the iPhone, and I want to let iPhone business too much this time. I like my Android now because you can be on my Android, you're talking, I can record you. But iPhone, no way. And I was not close to any computer. So I was listening. She was telling my son, there's not the man go steal. The Bill Gates went there. He said, "I love him to the man." Then they started fighting for my business. So I told my son, I said, "You know what? Tell her if she's afraid. I got a house in Bensonville. Nobody there, only my wife's sister there. She can go there and live there so she can be protected. So that because we need her to tell the truth. Because the people are lying on him that he want to steal. Now that you are there, you are the mean person, you are there, and you know that he didn't go to steal. I want her to do that." So my son talked to her. Right now, I'm in communication with the church mother to be able to get her to go to the police. She said she's afraid before she go to jail. And I told her maybe the police will not send you to jail. They will use you as a witness, so you don't have to be afraid. That's why I'm talking to the church mother right now. But these people lied. Sylvester deliberately lied that the man went to steal. Just because, in Liberia, when they say roll, or the armed robber, nobody cares about you anymore. Nobody cares about you. They do anything. They can beat you. They can kill you. And more importantly, they took the man to the hospital. He died before they put the oxygen to his mouth. I don't know what technique is that, but I'm not going to deal with that right now. Okay?
Okay. George.
Yes.
Let me bring you in here. This seems to have a very long route. I'm just making some sort of guess here. Hopefully, we'll get to the bottom line at some point in time here. This is sort of strange. With this here, where is the family standing right now as we speak? Where is the case? Is it an active case before law enforcers? They declare it a murder case or anybody person of interest? I heard what Gibson said. Gibson wrote on his Facebook he is and all of the things that he sent. I have done here. We'll try to play some of the audio. We will get to that later on here. But this seems to be, I don't think it's only Gibson or Gibson's wife and other kids affair now. This seems to be much bigger or deeper case.
Thank you, Alfonso. Let us first of all look at it on the rational point of view. The fight between the watchman and my nephew happened in the compound of Sylvester War. That fighting ended. My nephew left the compound and went to seek refuge because he knew that people might come after him. The fighting ended in Sylvester War's compound. When Sylvester War came and asked the gentleman who wounded you and pointing out Baby Gibson, Sylvester War got furious, collected a group of boys, and followed.
This is the gentleman, not to interrupt you, this is the gentleman in question wearing the jeans jacket with a face cap and just to know. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. And follow my nephew where he went to seek for refuge, protection. And Sylvester War, according to his text message, requested the man for the person providing security for my nephew to hand him over. At first, he refused to do so, according to eyewitnesses, who are also afraid to appear before the police. But they trusted us and told us. Sylvester War then bribed this man with $10. And this man said, look, my man, Baby Gibson, we don't know what you did with these guys, so, I mean, we just got to turn you over. The man protecting my nephew turned him over alive to Sylvester. And now he ended up dead. The question you ask, what is the standing of the family now? We first lodged the complaint verbally with the police. I felt as an elder brother in the family, it wasn't going to, our librarian say, it couldn't hold water, because if you lodge complaint verbally, it doesn't, I mean, there's no proof. So we provided a written document to the police claiming that Sylvester War is truly responsible for the brutal killing of my nephew. The issue and the arrest, Sylvester War was taken to the station for over 2 days. We knew, according to the law, after a certain time of someone being apprehended, if there is no proof or charge or any formal complaint, the person will be released. Sylvester War was in the police cell. After submitting the written complaint, which is clearly written, specifically pointing out these areas that he is truly responsible. Yes, we agree that the police did their best. Instead of Sylvester War being, linked more positively, as we agree, and we are convinced, people that were involved into the beating of my nephew pointed out the community chairman.
Talking about that, I like to be illustrated, and all of this comes with visual. So let me hold you right there, because we're going through some of the messages, but in obedience with Facebook owns community guidelines. They are setting stuff with NAMPER, but this one here, I don't think they're going to have you pointing at the community leader. Let's have this here. So we're here to authenticate this video here, but there's a video that we receive from the family. We are doing everything possible to establish the authenticity of this video, and it is in a connection. Let's place this, and then George, I will come back to you.
Thank you.
The other key for the community chairman of black community, he get the order. He say, "Oh, but you're kidding, man." And the unit say, "Ah, no, don't do that one. Get me present. You accept it here." That tell them men over to the station. They be there say no. They put up black on the road. They say the car man don't go. Yeah, they won't point the car. That's how they take out the guy from in the car. They take in the community. So the chairman of our community, he get the order.
Let me hold us here. That's point one, and we're going to roll the tape and see how it ended.
But we everybody know what I think. But this year for you now. Now why 1 year you want to comment star here? It's simple. You want to comment star. So give me the information and let you know. At least help the police with the information. Yeah, Paul, I happy. Carrying man to the police station. I want to bring the community chairman, all na people to get up. You pick up. They're coming singing. Isakaba, oh, Isakaba, oh. I just said me, my father was scared because I talking. Yeah, the people say certain thing in Porto, the people. What I call saying is that the people okay gas bomb. It's talking. Oh, I mean, I look at it, but finally, enough small thing here. I try to escape. Yeah, but my father, but remember, some men. The men did there and you see the end. The community tell me that when the child picking on him and I father say, "Oh my man, community man, you don't community what to be put some of the community people then yeah, the people do nothing. But anything happen to them man, yeah, I'll call your name. You understand? So fear get in. But all I think you're doing, the people are beating the man. Yeah, your community man, the community man try to tell the people, but still the people couldn't listen. Yeah, and the police get involved. And the people they carry me to the police station. So what will be your name? They call me Toons. Toons? What is it?
Who are you? What's your name? They call me Clarence.
So, Chief, we already getting 2 stars. We get where Clarence on the side. So we need to do now. Yeah, one point here we go to the faster area. Yeah, we are saying yeah, two. We are saying the actual story. Jerue'S, I see you. Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry for what we did, but we have.
No, it's good. It's
okay.
Good.
We have
this video has not been shown to the public, and it's good that the public see it for them to make their own judgment. And I told you
the other video here. I just don't want Facebook to interrupt because of community policy, community guidelines. Because I saw that it's almost like in the 90s during the heat of the war, where they call Tabe or whatever, and he's lying.
Maybe you need to show it. I don't think Facebook what they call. I don't think so.
So no.
Yeah. Just to see how they treat other people child for something that has nothing to do with stealing. And I also sent you the steel rod. They said the men want to steal. Look at the long steel rod I sent you. The picture of those steel rods.
Let's assume even that was the case. I'm trying to be realistic here in this conversation. And I know as a father too, I wouldn't want to see my sons or any immediate person. But people taking laws into their own hands and becoming and executing and doing something. Now the worst thing in human life is already involved. So have you contacted the national police or relevant agencies of government responsible for this sort of this sort of homicide or death case, if you will? Have you spoken with the police authority?
Yes.
Yes.
George, you want to come in before I go?
Yes, let me come in. But before coming to how we contacted the police, Alfonso, let me just give some rational analysis from where they started beating my nephew. earlier on, I told you that he escaped from Sylvester Ward's compound to this very community chairman for rescue. At that point,
How you got to that compound, George? Do you know?
because when the fighting occurred in Sylvester Ward's compound, people who knew and saw it happening, they said Bebe Gessin left and went to seek for refuge. Apparently, he knew that maybe there was going to be some gathering of people against him. At this point, the community chairman had not ordered people, according to the video you saw. But when Sylvester took the group and went there and labeled my nephew as like a rogue or Zoko, the kind of name they called him in Liberia, I think. Am I right when they say Zoko, right? Because, when
Zoko,
the chairman started supporting the view of Sylvester Ward. Look at it. This is the very person who harbored my nephew for protection. Now he's turning around asking the people to beat him up. He acted on the recommendation that the negative label from Sylvester Ward. Now the police issue. We have written a formal complaint against Sylvester Ward. Sylvester Ward at the moment, because majority of the people for now, according to this video from the police investigation, they have apprehended the community chairman because he has been verbally mentioned and pointed out clearly. But if you listen clearly to the video, they were saying they started who and the community chairman. For me, I strongly believe it was Sylvester Ward. So the police at the moment, Sylvester Ward is being reporting to the police from home. He has been released. The police is saying there hasn't been any verbal accusation against Sylvester Ward, despite the text message, despite his movement from his compound to the area where my nephew was seeking refuge. The police is still saying that there hasn't been any concrete verbal accusation pointing finger at him. And so whether they are looking at the text message as a concrete evidence or that he paid the people to turn Bebe Gibson over to him, I believe that they will look at that later on, maybe, and they will dwell on that to see that truly he is involved. So we sent in the second complaint. At the moment, we are hoping that the community chairman will be charged, but we are still hoping that justice will be served and Sylvester will be charged as well. Thank you for now.
And let me just come in there. You know, we hope the police will do their work. And if Sylvester thinks he can buy his way in Monrovia, he will not buy his way everywhere. He will not buy his way in America. He will not buy his way with me. Because for the rest of my life, I will make sure that Sylvester pays for what he did. Now, my brother even talked about the text message. Alfonso, if somebody come to you and say, turn the person over to me, and you turn the person over, and the person end up dead, how is it not justified that this person is an accessory to murder?
Okay, let me ask this question here. You will carry on, Gibson.
Yes.
Who were those people that were requesting the deceased to be turned over? Why?
I'll send you the text message.
Yeah.
And Sylvester Ward himself. The text message I sent you, the one I charcoal red, that is Sylvester.
Yeah, I want the listeners to know. Yes, that question is on purpose.
It was Sylvester who texted me. He said, do you know how much money I have spent? Even before your son, the ghetto big man turned your son over We pay. That's what he said. His own words. He paid. His own words. I'm not accusing him of anything. He is telling me that he received my son. They turned my son over to him. He paid money.
Let's give Facebook, just do all favors. These are some of the community. I want to show this here. Hopefully, let's see. Let's show this video here, and this one here it's like a real Sabibo land where there is no law and order.
Exactly.
They're doing anything they want to do. Let me see. I'm sure. That's the video. That's the video there. See there, the gentleman there is lying.
I look at man, rent me the money, I gotta get us and cut it for him. You get a red bell and start running going.
That's what it did to my son. And he is.
Are these photos, these images, are they being provided to law enforcers?
Everything is in the hands of the police. Even my brother just sent additional pictures to them this morning. Additional pictures. And there are pictures for the coroner that is something for the courts. But if I show you the picture, I will send it to my brother as well so you can have a visual look of it. The man chopped the man on my son first. Okay? So my son chopped him back. Okay. Chopping people is not even a good thing. Nobody condone chopping somebody. But a man who lives in America, a man who lives among us here, goes to Africa, use money to, how can people call his name when he paid them money? Sylvester, you know Liberia, Morovia. The man paid them, how can they even call his name? The security should be able to know that they will not call his name because this is the man who paid them to do what he did. What they did. And the man himself admitted that I pay money to give your son to me, and my son end up dead. How can he ever be an innocent man? I don't get it. I don't get it. And he's not innocent to me. He's not innocent to our family. He's not innocent to the law. He is pretending. He may buy it away. He may do anything. If he comes to America, we will take it from here. It's good that we got all the evidence. I didn't, you know, our people say, I didn't tickle you to send me the text message.
No.
I didn't ask you to send me text message. I didn't ask you to call me to cost me.
Yeah, I'm going to be playing that. Suppose he doesn't come to America again, Gibson. Why next?
I'm going to Liberia. Anywhere Sylvester live in the sea ground I live, you will pay for it legally. Any soil that I stand on and Sylvester stand on it, he will pay for it legally. We're not going to take law in our own hands.
These are tweets, and I want to get a precise interpretation from you because, and I know this one here, I was right after about 15 hours. Sylvester White, even if Liberia police does not see you capable, capable 8, doesn't mean
comparable.
It doesn't mean you didn't commit a crime. You answer to 8, and then they tell Sylvester White, pay thoughts to beat my son to death. Remember that he draw first blood, the wages of sin.
Yes. You know, anything you do in this world, my brother, so for those of us who got church background, we always put everything to God. You know, that's the only thing I told one of my friends sometimes. I say, when you go to God now, then nobody can argue. So the wages of sin is death. If you do bad things to people, God is going to take. The Bible says, vengeance not for vengeance is mine. That's what God said. I shouldn't pay my debt. He will pay the debt for me. And every sin that someone commits, you will pay. But if he buy away, if Sylvester buys his way from Liberia, it doesn't mean he didn't commit a crime.
Is that why it appears to be to you right now as we speak, Gibson?
The way it appears to me right now is that the police need to still look. They still need to consider those pieces of evidence we gave them. They still need to consider the man's own admission. Before they put the man over to me, I pay. So what you pay for? And you pay $10. I've got the information getting. He get a man $10 to get my son over to him. My son ends up dead. If they turn the man over to you and the man ends up dead, Who can we hold? You're not able to protect the man you requested for him.
Here, when someone is being turned over in the middle of crisis, it means
Yeah.
that is going into safe haven.
Exactly.
Person life would be, that's a common sense.
That's common sense.
Deploy common sense, but that's not the case this time around. So, Josh, you want to say something? I want to go to this audio here.
Oh,
Josh,
yes, you asked a very important question. What are you thinking about now? Look, for me, I do strongly believe that the Liberian National Police are ethical, they are trained and professional. And I also do believe that they will not act on anything that is not substantial to have somebody charged. But with the evidences they've been asking for, which we have provided, which we didn't do from the beginning, when we first sent in the formal complaint, we did not follow them up with the photo history and the text message, because I knew that they were going to request for a text message, not the text or evidence. And so now that we have given them the evidence, I believe the Liberian National Police are trained people, and they will based on their solemn, commitment to the country and to the justice system of the Republic of Liberia, I believe they will act lawfully to bring the brutal killer of our son, Sylvester Wah, to book. I strongly believe so.
And let me just give some specific information. I know some people. The guy who is involved, who my son accused of loving to a girlfriend, for which my son went in the fence. The guy, I called the man, Alfonso. I called the man. I said, "I'm so sorry, my son did this to you, but my brother, what happened?" He was talking. I said, "What happened?" He said, "The man came in the yard. As soon as I showed my hair, he chopped me. Then he said, I've been searching for you for long." So I said, "But if the man goes steal, then why is he searching for you? Somebody goes steal, then why is he I've been searching for you for long?" Then he started acting like he can't talk now. He started acting like he can't talk now. Then he lied down. He will not talk again. Because I wanted to know, if the man goes steal, how come did he say I've been searching for you? No, he won't answer again. He can't talk again. Then his sister said, his neck hurting, he's not able to talk. I said, "But the man was just talking to me just now. What was he searching for you for?"
Do you see this as an orchestrated plan? Maybe it can't get to Gibson's Jerue'S. I'm saying this to say, and that doesn't even warrant to do what it did. Gibson Jerue'S been very vocal. We all in this business. Do you see this to be orchestrated as another way to say, okay, I'm going to inflict pain on him since he's not reachable? And this name of this person, or who knows, they have validated necessary information. This is Gibson Jerue'S Jr.
Well, I hope I'll be able to read their mind, but my son carried my name, Gibson Jerue'S Jr. So anybody knows exactly who he is. And if they did that because they want to get to me, that's the wrong way they got to me. But everybody knows my son, Gibson Jerue'S Jr. In fact, they call him Baby Gibson. So everybody has a friend that call him Baby Gibson Jr. or Gibson Jerue'S Jr. So he knows, So if Sylvester did that, knowing that he's my son, I can't read his mind. I don't know. I can't really say. But if he did that because he want to get to me, he's on for a rude awakening.
This one is not even like a Zokina. It's a complete mob because life is war. So I think besides this here, I'm kind of like getting a little bit concerned and try to go a little bit much deeper with the 2000, I believe 19, with this gentleman, what he said. After that, do you remember anything taking place directly? This give you a sort of recollections of what happens tying it with this current situation?
I know since we had our encounter 2019, I did not have any path crossed with him anymore. But when he called me that day, and my brother was there, Prince was there, my wife was there, when he called and called a name, I'm Sylvester Ward. That's when I knew. I said, oh. Then I knew that this is a guy who cursed me before, who insulted me before for cursing.
What was your instinct when you got that phone call?
I felt that it was vendetta. That's the first instinct, because I felt that he knew me. In fact, when he told the people to the in the police station, oh, you know, if I knew that Gibson Jr. or Gibson son, I was going to save his life. Police people, you know that if you know that Gibson son, you're going to save his life. Well, you did just the opposite. He did just the opposite. You knew that Gibson son, so you kill him. Also, you have people to kill him. Alfonso, it goes deeper into the attitude of people who disagree with other people politically, and they take it on them in another way. That's the way people behave. And I hope this is not what Sylvester did. If this is what Sylvester did, getting to me by doing this to my son, obviously he's up for a rude awakening. And okay. I can promise him that he's going to run for a long time, because the law is going to follow him for a long time. The law has 2 hands, 2 feet, and is running with 4 eyes. Sylvester will have to run for a long time from the law.
All right, guys, let's take a quick commercial break, and you're going to get a glass of water, and we're going to play the audio and have a conversation. I am Alfonso Ziensot of the New England Bureau of the Liberia Public Radio. Let's take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
From the West African nation of Cote d'Ivoire, Liberia Public Radio and Television present Business Diary. This program focuses on the activities of business institutions and individuals in society.
I'm Jeremiah Zawu Senior, CEO of All Nation Bank. It has been very good to have this business established here. We are 1 year since we opened here in Anono. There have been few challenges here that have faced in this country, and that is all about the language. But here instead, I refuse to be deterred. I refuse to be discouraged. I open a business and things have been fine.
My name is Mercy Wangari-Nganga. I am a finance officer working for an international organization. I have a master's degree in business administration. So today I'd like to take the opportunity to talk to you about the COVID pandemic and how it has affected the business sector in terms of me working in an organization, an international organization.
Don't miss out. Be my guest. It's coming soon on Liberia Public Radio and Television.
Okay, that's our man. He will be coming right on, based in the West African state of Abidjan. Our man Ben Tanguet is Lpr-Africa Bureau in Abidjan, Chief. He will be coming on with his program Business Diary, which engages Liberians in small businesses and other wide range of issues. Thank you so much, Ben, for that. Okay, so Gibson, let me play this here for the benefit of our audience, because this seems to be, I think there's much deeper thing that yet to be unearthed. Probably the in-depth investigation, we will get to know these text messages and even this audio. And I was so surprised. The Gibson Jeru that I know, he really pulled out his professional garment, because he was trying to get to the bottom line. So really professional journalism star was put in place, because I think there was a tiger point or something you were trying to get. So let me play this audio here, and listener viewers, the description says they are viewers advice. Let's go to this, and we're going to have a conversation. Hold on 1 second. Let me do the connection here, and then okay.
I'm my friend in Fargo, not me about you. You get it, or you a woman just
call your friends in Fargo. Call your friends in Fargo.
Shut up, get it, mom, man. You know Fargo better than me. Fargo, I'm having everything. I just get it, bro. Get by Fargo. I drive them all the time.
My friend,
talking about here. You told me I'm going to say the first thing to say, all the men in the place, I'm going to say.
Tell me which police officer told you. Which police officer told you that you are supposed to kill the man?
I fought the people. I lost my money. I lost
the police. He said the police officer came. He said you should have killed the man. Which police officer was that?
I want you to that day. They can tell me nonsense here. Who called the police? They're not the police. Hamas called the police. Had the police not permitted the entire nation radio. You're going to set your son left. I called the police. I was a friend. Because where we come from, we don't allow people to.
No, you said the police officer came. All that one you making that just foolishness.
You need America, your son at Zobo. You know what I'm saying?
Listen to me. You are speaking like a foolish person. You are speaking like a foolish person because you're not making sense to me. My son's actions are not my actions, and how do I know what my son does? How do I know? So because you feel the man is a criminal, that's why you call the mob to Billy.
The woman that you fucked the gun up, boy. You know that woman just played that. The woman, yeah. We saw the woman. The woman, I saw the woman. I felt so sorry for her.
Who woman you saw?
That's the hour that was going to go for Joey in America. Why in America you can't stop her? You married
So who the police officer that said you should have killed a man?
Keep paying your son to be killing people. We can start a whole day. I don't want to pay the money. I'm paying the money. You get money to call me.
So because you feel the man is a criminal, that's why you simple to beat the man?
You're making money. You're stupid. What money you making here?
So because you feel the man is a criminal, that's why you simple to beat the man?
Damn criminal. You criminal. Your son are criminal. All of you are criminal. You send your son. You can send your son to go bugger around people to carry you for you to go.
So because you feel the man is a criminal, that's why you go and send people to beat the man?
Your dirty ass. No, that your ball out there beat. Your stink dog. You get people here spending money. All my money I give on my project. I just wasting
this is unbelievable. I never see an intervention like this. That's my view. That's my opinion. Someone who tries to intervene and to rescue, to save, like you say. And I think there's some sort of bitterness and resentment somewhere here that perhaps the investigators who have the start to investigate, they're going to unearth. What is interesting, he's re-echoing what some of the witnesses, the previous video here, to justify that it's a Zoko. So the question then becomes, if one is a Zoko in Liberia, then you don't deserve life. You don't deserve breath. Your life can be cut short anytime.
I don't even know his own definition of Zoko.
You need to speak to me here.
It sounds very murky now. Who becomes?
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. You need to speak to me and to the audience. What we need to know, we yet to know with you and this gentleman, because he went too far. If I want to do good for people, I do it. If I don't want to do it, I just walk away. But there are some personal things being cited, and the language, words being deployed is quite fascinating to see.
Do
they have this audio as well?
Oh, yeah, the police have it. The police have the audio. My little brother Prince and my wife heard the worst part from the beginning, because the iPhone, you don't recall when people call. I don't know what to do. So I had to put my laptop on and record. And the time it took for me to put my laptop in, I said so many. The message will not take your money. That 150 will send it back to you. Your son will die. We'll send people to the hospital to kill him. He's a criminal. You are a criminal. By the time he said that you were going to send people to the police, to the hospital, that's when I started to try to recall. I think when you saw the power, he said, your 150, I will send it back to you.
Yeah.
So if this man was actually intervening, so why cost me? I'm not costing you. I'm not saying bad thing to you. I sent $150 to the person who got hurt. Even though my son also lying down lifeless in the hospital, I still send $150 for them to treat your brother. I send money, $100 for them to give it to the nurses so they can pay attention to your brother. What did I do bad? What did I do bad? What did I do that warrant this insult? I didn't insult you. I didn't do nothing. So is it bad that?
Do you think he has connection with the hospital, 14 military barracks or whatever?
I don't even know, but he went there to pay the other guy bill. He went there on Wednesday to pay the guy bill. Was it Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday he went there in the evening to pay the guy bill. And then on Thursday morning, by 10 o'clock, my son passed away. So I don't want to conjecture anything because he said it from the beginning, you're going to kill a man. The man refused the money. He refused the money. They turned it back. They previously gave it to the sister for her to go buy drugs and food for the man. He went and told the sister to return the $150 because he will kill my son. Oh, I'm not telling the man money because the man son will die. Then that's exactly what happened. I mean, why would you even return the money? What is the man's motive? I'm not the one. I'm all the way here in America. Let's assume my son is all the Zogo in Liberia that he the head of it. And if he did something, and as a father, and I feel that what he did, I can help the other person he did it to be well. How is it my bad? How is it my crime? It just shows that this guy had motive. He had done so much, and he didn't. It's in him. Look at the way he mentored just like somebody, our country say when you call it hail the chicken.
Because these messages here, because if we say we're going to start reading them, but these are more or less for investigators. I mean, I have gone through them. Yeah, how you put them up here.
There's a specific one I sent you there where maybe you put on the screen so the people can see it. There's a specific one I sent you where I put a red something around it. That one,
yeah, I think here. Let's see here. What is if it is possible? Yeah, let's bring Josh in while we try to. Josh, is that something you want to say?
Maybe I can send it back to you.
Of course.
Yeah, no, I want to be putting it on in a minute.
Okay.
Yes. My brother spoke about the activities at the hospital. We always say, according to eyewitnesses, if you look at the position of my nephew, I still do not understand what ethic of medical, what ethic of the part of medicine that will authorize a medical practitioner to tie up a patient who is conversing for life, and not only time, but the rope going deeper into the person's skin. I strongly believe, but like my brother said, that is something in the future. We want to know what ethic of medicine will authorize a person who is fighting for life, instead of doing things that will bring him back to life, tying his legs in the position when in fact foam coming and blood coming out of the person's nose. We also heard that Sylvester went to the hospital and laid out the young man there again as Zogo.
Just to defame his character.
Laid out the man again as Zogo.
Okay, let me put this here because this thing cannot craft for people to see, but I will see what I can go to.
Yes,
this is the
that's
text,
the main text message right there.
Proof that Sylvester pay money after you sort of highlight it. Do you know how much I have spent since your son committed that crime before his boss, the ghetto big? And then he said, man, turn him over, we pay. Have you thought about transportation to medical fees for people I hire to secure my property and many more? I can cash up you free $150 because it seems like you are drowning for cash. We do not need money for you for blah 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 blah. This other one here, but the messages here they are so much here. That's it. So. Oh, let me get it out. Yeah, go ahead, George.
So what I'm still trying to rationalize here is I do not know this Sylvester man. I've never seen before. I've never heard about him. But let's rationalize this. Moravia is not just a village. It's a very big place. Rationally, how did he get in contact with this whole Billy Gibson issue? If only he had played the role that he is saying to the police that he had played, why should they come up to this point? What is the text message? What is the insult? So for me, I just strongly believe that the police are yet to even question the girlfriend of the late Baby Gibson, the gentleman who fell into fighting with Baby Gibson. These people, I am quite convinced that the police will meet and ask them, because they are professional people. They are all sources of information that the police can actually gather. So I just strongly believe that the police will do their job. I believe they will do their job based on the circumstances surrounding the evidences that are available.
So my understanding, Gibson, you were saying Sylvester is currently out of detention, correct? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, he's not in detention anymore.
As a police provider,
I called the police. I called the police this morning, and I was told that because the other people they arrested, the 14 other people they rounded up, did not specifically call Sylvester's name as someone who either participated in the commission of the crime. So I said, well, okay, let's assume that these people didn't speak about it. What's about the man's own admission that the people turned my son over to him and he paid money to do that? So is it not sufficient for you to hold him on that ground? They say, well, they're not, the text messages are not sufficient. I don't know what else we're going to
be. Yeah, it's kind of like it's crazy, but I'm trying.
I don't know what else is going to be sufficient.
So, but what are the police to validate the point that he, Sylvester, asked these people, the gentlemen, and to have the deceased turned over at the time he was still living? To turn.
I'm not sure. I don't think they have asked him. I don't think they have asked him, because if the man asking, you will tell me, you will say, we asked Sylvester about his text message that he told the people to turn him over, and he admitted, or he didn't admit. He will tell me. But I don't think they have asked him.
And do you have a lawyer or you just taking this alone fight by Gibson Jerue'S with a live mob? Is that how you're taking it, or what?
No. I like that. No, originally
this more or less, this is a very serious thing, because I know when things happen here, investigators to go out here and gather different pieces and puzzles, they mend them together and they'll begin to figure out different people or group of people of interest based on communication. They look at your phone record, and this text message, the video. There's a video here. This gentleman that was saying, even for example, he said, I will call. So he there, he's a kind of living witness talking. What's about the community leader? Because the community leader, they are another group of people here, because I had an experience. I don't want to go there. We can't make that here, but I had an experience recently with some of them. They are just like, what happens to the community leader too?
So to respond to your question directly, yes, we have a lawyer. Originally, we were depending on the government lawyer because this is a government case. All criminal cases are prosecuted by the government. And we are in particular contact with one of the prosecutors, one of the senior prosecutors, and he has, said, well, we are going to make sure that we'll get to the bottom of it. But he's not the police. He waits for the police compilation of the facts that he would take to court. So until the police present him with the facts, he cannot take it to court. So what we did was we hired the Gonglo law firm, and the lawyer went there this morning. The guy, the community chairman who is in jail, his lawyers.
Is the community chair still in jail, as you said?
Yes, he's in jail as you speak. His lawyer filed a habeas corpus that he cannot be detained for more than 48 hours, so they should release him. So the judge called a section this morning. Our lawyer was there. The state lawyer was there. The state attorney, the county attorney was there, and they argued the case between the lawyer, the two sides lawyers. But the judge asked the police, and the police said, well, we don't want to release him currently because we're not having any access to him. The judge said, if you want to arrest him, you have to have a writ of arrest. Yeah, so we went to the magistrate court and drew the writ of arrest. So he was taken back into advancement, and he is in jail. Tomorrow morning, they're going to serve him the writ of arrest, which will make it possible for him to remain in jail while they investigate him more. But the committee chairman alone is not involved. The committee chairman has said he knew other people who put hands on my son. So I expect them to move with speed so that these people will be arrested. But what the police told me is say, well, we don't want, maybe someone has run out of the community, we want to wait. Maybe they come back, then they forget, and we'll go back there and arrest them. So they have their own strategy. So that's where we are.
Hearing what I'm hearing, maybe the community chair could cut a deal with the district attorney to be more or less to help in the case to identify potential culprits or those who facilitated this sort of mob crime.
Oh yeah, there's the committee chair. I'll tell you, I didn't record the committee chairman on a conversation with me. Like I'm going to change our phone. I'll go back to my Android phone because I know how to manage it better. The committee chairman, I called him. As soon he got my message, as soon I called my knee, I said my knee gets in Jeru. He said, Papa, that your son bow. That your son, all he said, your son bow. He called the phone.
That was the chairperson.
That was the committee chairman. I called him. I called him so I can ask him questions. How did it happen? Because they say he was there. What happened? He didn't even give me a chance. He said, Papa, your son bow.
Let me sound a little bit ridiculous here.
Yeah.
And I know you're a forceful guy, and no questions about that. But the justice systems and how things are done out there is quite different from here and there. Yeah. How long can the Jerue'S continue in this fight? And I'm asking this to say we have had a lot of cases of similar nature in different contexts, but people would talk and scream and yell. And then at the end of the day, a case become a cold case. It would never wake up. No investigators would not know the ending of it. I'm not sure that would be the type of the Gibson that I know. But how long can you go?
First of all, my big brother here is more assertive than myself. When he catch something, he don't leave it soon. So that's number one. But let me tell you, Alfonso, and let me tell everyone listening. The law has 2 heads, 2 feet with 4 eyes. As long as I walk on this earth, anywhere Sylvester and myself share the earth together, and I know the law will chase him.
And to add up to Gibson,
if the law doesn't,
the law will chase him. I said the law will chase him no matter what. The law will chase him. The law does not have any.
The law is not if the law not visible there, who's going to chase him?
Let me put it in this in the form of I don't know, should I say a proverb or a parable? Because so we are walking, we are not running. When you are walking, it's difficult to get tired early. But if you run, you can go far. So we are walking with this. Sylvester should know that he has messed up with the wrong family. I repeat myself, he has messed up with the wrong family. It's not going to end now. Because we are walking and we are not running.
You know, I feel bad for people like Sylvester.
Yeah.
I feel bad for people like that. For us to have people like that stay among us, rude, disrespectful, uncouth, demented, you know, all the. In fact, what if the man, somebody got eyes on him? He went on Carey Street to tell people at the Atai Center that, the man was a Zoko. Look, you can't prove it. Or even if the man is a Zoko.
So what is the definition? What is the definition or interpretations of Zoko to Liberians and to people? How do they see these people to be?
I don't even know the real definition of Zoko yet.
Denounce them from society? Is that a solution to the problem?
I don't know how he has the right to do what he did. And he said he's going to sue me for defamation. Oh, I'll be happy for him to appear in court because I will file a counter suit right away. And listen, even after the criminal case, if Sylvester is nabbed with a criminal case, he still has to face a wrongful death charges against from me. Because we can do it civilly, we can do it criminally. So if the government finished with him and he managed to escape, we still have the civil aspect, which is wrongful death. And we can file that. We got all the evidence. We can pursue that.
Do you think this case here, the law will be on your side based on all
this case,
videos and all of this?
Well, I'm not a lawyer, but I believe we have a very good standing. And I've already filed this case with the FBI. I already filed the case. I am going to be attaching some of these videos. I'm trying to reduce the density of the video to attach them, the text messages. Sylvester can't run. Let him go around and be making mob and saying, oh, the man is died, the man spoiled my knee. Let him go ahead and spend all the money he want to spend to get away with something that he had done. But Alfonso, I can promise him, we can promise him that the law, the four eyes are not closed. And we'll get him.
We will get him. Meaning?
We'll get him. We'll get him. The law will get him. And the law will get him. I'm not going to say anything more than that.
Okay.
If I wanted to take law in my own hand, I have the ability to do that. You're not the only person that gets money in America. I can send any amount of Zoko. I can send any amount of criminal. I can send any amount of people, pay them, and they're hunting where he is in Monrovia now. I even know where he lives now. My eyes are on him. I can kill him too. But we decided to go the legal way. We're not going to take law in our own hand because when we say somebody go and kill tomorrow and say that, oh, guess you're going to kill the man died. No, nobody should kill Sylvester. Let him face the law. We're not going to take law in our own hand.
Okay, we're not going to face law into our own hand. Gibson, the two brothers, our prayers and thoughts with you. Wouldn't think, and the perceptions and the mindset of the Liberian people that Zogo rejected people. One is a Zoko, that sort of identity or sort of stigma. How did Zoko came about in the first place? It's the same politicians.
Oh yeah, the failure of the state to
and that's why now
that's part of it.
These young generations, the guy drugs them up and no good sense of direction. So now they have become liability on society. So they are calling this name Zoko to make them to be like, you know what the hell, we don't get time for you. And this is why we are keeping talking always.
And let me get some information to the public, because some people, when they hear from us, they hear, oh, the men are Zoko, the men are criminal. Look, my son is a very talented man. This is the man who remodeled our kitchen in Liberia. The man can lay blocks, the man can do all kinds of jobs. And I send money to the man. It's not that we're not in connection. Send money to the man. Like I told you earlier, I sent money to the man 1 week. He came and asked for $50, saying $100. And 1 week after, that thing happened. So people should stop defaming people with the intention to you victimize the person, you kill the person, then you defame his character so as to make yourself feel happy. This is wicked. If Sylvester's son, if Sylvester's son was the one that I did something like that to, will he be saying the thing he said? Will he not be angry coming after me? If anybody whose son that I did it to, that I was the one that did that, I call people, or I even say you're telling what to me and the person died in my hand, will I not be the one they coming after?
I think I look at our mom. When me the money I got get other and cut it for him.
Look at this. If I did it to somebody's child, if I organize a group of people and they did it to somebody's child, will they not be coming after me? And when we're talking about it and other people, I saw somebody ask a question, is your son Zogo for true? Does it matter? Does it really matter? The steel I sent to you, I sent the picture. The other steel somebody go steal $600 money and be carrying it. No dragging mat. The police went and said, well, did they make it to take the steel? Where did he carry it?
That country needs redemption. Okay, well, gentlemen, time has caught up with us yet.
Yeah.
Please have a
George wanted to say something. Sorry, I'm sorry, Georgie.
George, go ahead before you.
Yeah, just to wrap up, all I would like to say here is that the only way that Sylvester would have done what he wanted to do to Gibson to hurt his feeling was to label my nephew as Zoko, because he knows that when that name is mentioned on anybody in Monrovia or Liberia for that matter, you are heading for beating. There is no way that he could say, oh, it was my brother's girlfriend and his girlfriend and this and that, and there wasn't going to be any form of beating. But because he labeled him Zoko, so he found his way around it. I just wanted to make this clear. So it was a blatant lie. He decided to just label our nephew so that he can get at what he wanted to achieve. But we are working, we are not running.
If I was the president of the Republic of Liberia today, saying what is happening now and the consequences, as the result of this whole thing, I will come out to say, I will issue a proclamation, the executive proclamation, and it has to start with the lawmakers, because the name itself has sent a wrong signal to the people, because our people are so narrow-minded, they get fish brain, their thinking span is very short. It doesn't go beyond their shadow. Now, if you are called Zoko, it's like you are a useless person. You do not have life. You don't deserve to live. Life doesn't. You don't merit life, and that's what has happened. Neither am I suggesting I don't have all of this here, even though we're having a conversation to say he, Sylvester, did it. But the idea, the name, the attachment of the name, the signal he has sent within our community, when the name Zoko, that stigma is on you. You don't deserve to live. You can die anytime. So it's a clear message to our lawmakers, because they are in the tendency of calling people the Zoko, the Zoko, the Zoko. That's not a name for them. That's not how you should call them. You can find different name. You can do something better to rebuild and construct the lives of these people, because they are part of our community.
Of course.
There's no way you can't take them anywhere. You can't take them out. Gentlemen, I want to thank you so much, Gibson, Jerue'S, George. I want to thank you so much for your time. Please keep us in the loop. We're going to follow this case. Now, I had the privilege to have a conversation. I also want to be reaching out to the police. I did message Director Carter, and I'm waiting. But the idea, these sort of endless cases, always parting up, no resolution, no end point, no one is being held accountable. People should be held accountable. This country, if you witness an incident, if you don't do anything, and it results, so someone's anything that is of life-threatening, forget it. As long as it is proven, you go to jail.
Yes.
You go to jail, and it's going to be a big-time deal, because you did not do anything. If you see it, talk it. Meaning you don't say anything, you are one of the facilitators to the crime. Gentlemen, I want to thank you so much. Our prayers and thought with the family. Let us know anytime, any hours, and we will have this conversation. Now we have, for the first time, we have first deep hand information in this. So we'll reach out to the authority. Hopefully they will also be able to explain their side.
And I wish Professor will come on here and give us.
Those in Liberia or anybody who knows, I wish I know his number. I will reach out.
Let me see. Let me give you the number, because I want to hear from him. Let him defend himself.
Definitely. If you can
let me see if I can give you the number that he texted me from, At least at the top of that stuff I gave you, if you look at the top of that,
and probably I think I'm going
top of the messages
an
I gave you.
external investigation where between you and this Sylvester here and this sort of bitterness here. Probably
I really want to hear from him. Why? What did I do? Why you suck me, my wife? Why call and say that? Why write those messages? What was he thinking? If he said you were actually helping to save the boy, why was he doing that?
You think politics involved because of maybe Gibson being vocal in the past? His position is it doesn't worry that. And this is the second part of the Liberian politics and the discourse in the country, because people are unable to argue on issues of substance, and we have drowned into these sort of chaotic and dramatic situations.
Let me give you America number, because maybe you come to America. It's 240.
Oh, you in America?
240, yeah. 421 5724. And this is the Liberia number. 231 770 180933. That's the number he texted me from. And he called me also on WhatsApp on the American number.
Okay, well, hopefully it's active. Gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for your time, and I wish you the best of luck. Please
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, folks, that's how we're going to draw the curtain here in this LPR special here today. I'm Alfonso Zienso, the New England Bureau of the Liberia Public Radio. Stay tuned. The next program should be coming on from neighboring Abidjan, La Côte d'Ivoire, where our man Ben Tembe is standing by with Business Diary. We apologize. The 50-50 program was in air this morning due to technical issue. Technicians are working around the clock to make sure that 50-50 comes on tomorrow. You may know by now, LPR and Sky Lpr-Tv are now sharing news content, and we're going to see more of this coming here, holding all the state actors, advocates, ordinary people, and all of us that sit behind the microphones accountable of our actions. If Liberia is to be a free Liberia, no careless talk, no careless comment, no careless statement. We have to do it right. Thank you so much, and have a pleasant afternoon. Bye-bye.
When I wake up, in the night when I wake up, I will lift up my voice to heaven and give you the highest praise. Hallelujah to my King. Hallelujah to my Father. Hallelujah to my Jesus. I bow before the throne. When I look at all the wonder and I see all the creation, the beauty of the universe, you never change. You never lie. You never change. You never change. Hallelujah to my Jesus. Hallelujah. 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 Hey. Hey. Hallelujah. Hey. Give him, hallelujah, hey. Give him the highest praise, hallelujah.